Senior living operators face a complex set of challenges. How do you stay ahead of the pack? Listen in to From Leads to Leases, a CCR Growth podcast for expert solutions that transform problems into opportunities. And maybe someday soon you'll partner with us to generate $1.5 million and up in additional revenue per community in just 12 months.
Hey everyone, welcome back to From Leads to Leases, where we delve into the nuances of senior living marketing and sales, offering insights that help your communities thrive. So I'm your host, Jerry Vinci, CEO of CCR Growth, and today we're diving deep into a critical issue facing our industry, senior housing, and the looming challenges as we approach a potential crisis in available housing. So in today's episode, I want to discuss the findings from the first segment of the NIC Shark Report series, which provides a forward-looking analysis from 2024 to 2026 on the senior housing market's fundamentals. The report is a wake-up call for anyone in senior living, highlighting urgent issues like the lag in new construction, the demographic boom of older adults, and the increasing demand that outpaces the supply. All I keep hearing in my mind is, we got a housing crisis here. This is a really important topic and an important episode, and I am looking forward to having many discussions around this with senior living leaders, not just here by myself. So first, let's talk about the current state of construction in the senior living industry. So the construction landscape for senior living facilities, it's at a critical juncture. Although there's a glimmer of progress in some regions like the Mid-Atlantic, where construction activities have started to pick up pace post 2019, it's not enough to meet the swelling tide of demand. So what's really holding back the throttle of faster development is a cocktail of high costs, labor shortages, and regulatory hurdles. And these challenges aren't just bumps in the road, they're potential roadblocks that could stymie the growth of the senior living industry if they're not addressed quickly. And I mean like yesterday. According to a new senior living construction cost report from construction firm White's Company for senior living developers, the cost per gross square foot shot up from June 2022. So mid-level independent living building costs and assisted living were up 16%, while high-level independent living development costs shot up 21% since 2022. Furthermore, the reality is that even with all cylinders firing, the projected pace of new construction is barely keeping up. According to the latest NIC Shark Report, even if every single unit currently under construction were to be completed within the next 3 years, we'd only see an inventory increase of about 4.1%. And that translates to approximately 44,000 units. That's only half or even a third of what we actually need to keep up with the potential projected demand growth, which means the number of seniors looking for housing entering the market. So slow development, it's really at the heart of the issue. According, again, to NIC, median construction durations have risen from 16 months in 2015 and 2016 to 19 months in 2019, and then all the way to 25 and 24 months in 2022 and 2023, respectively. So not only are the communities taking longer to build, but they're costing much more in the process. The mismatch between construction pace and the demand growth is lighting a fire under the industry to rethink how do they build and expand. There's a strong push to make building faster and more cost-effective through modular construction techniques, green building practices, and streamlined approval processes. These strategies aren't just about catching up, though. They're also about setting a sustainable pace for growth that aligns with the demographic realities of an aging population. So we stand on the cusp of a potential senior housing boom. The question isn't just about how fast we can build, but how smart, sustainable, and future-proof our building strategies are. It's a call to action for everyone involved, from developers to policymakers, to rethink and innovate to ensure that your senior living infrastructures can truly support the burgeoning needs of America's older adults. So shifting our focus to the projected supply and demand, not just the construction, It's crucial to understand the dynamics at play. While we do see a promising increase in senior housing construction, roughly 44,000 units, as I mentioned earlier, it's up against an even steeper rise in demand. So now compare that with the explosive demographic trends. The 80 plus age group is ballooning at a compound annual growth rate, and it's going to increase by 34% in the next 6 years. This demographic shift signals an urgent need for our industry to rethink capacity and scalability. This imbalance between slow pace of construction and the swift increase in demand underscores a critical gap. It challenges us to innovate and perhaps rethink how we approach building and development in senior living. How we respond to these projections will determine the robustness of senior housing supply in the near future. If our supply strategies don't evolve, we may find ourselves in a tight spot, unable to meet the needs of an aging population looking for quality options. So let's dive deeper into what some of those innovative solutions are. We keep hearing the term innovative solutions. So what are those? So first, we have accelerated construction techniques. So imagine buildings springing up faster than ever before. Modular construction could be a game changer here. It involves assembling prefabricated sections. Think of them like giant building blocks. They build them off-site, and this method not only speeds up the entire construction process, but also reduces labor costs and minimizes the impact of weather delays, since they can be built indoors. They can all be built at one location, and then they get shipped to the actual construction site. So it's about making quicker, cleaner, and more efficient so we can get these communities ready for residents sooner. The second option would be repurposing existing buildings. So there's potential all around us in buildings that have lost their initial purpose. So transforming hotels, office spaces, or schools into senior living communities isn't just practical, it's a creative solution that can be executed much faster than ground up construction. This approach not only saves time and money, but also taps into the charm and history of existing structure to create unique, appealing living spaces. And I actually think this is a big area of where the focus needs to be, because according to another NIC study back in 2023, labeled Beyond the Pandemic Effect, they noted that about 41% of senior housing communities are more than 25 years old. So there's plenty of inventory that's just due for some serious upgrades. So we don't necessarily need new construction, just improving the infrastructure or retooling the infrastructure that's already in place. So the third option was enhancing financial incentives. So to kickstart more development, financial motivators are key. So we could look at expanding tax breaks or simplifying access to low interest loans or providing grants specifically for senior housing projects. These incentives would make projects financially appeal and feasible for more developers, turning potential blueprints into real homes. There's really no incentive for developers to invest right now because, number one, they see that the market's rapidly expanding, but it could also rapidly contract if the number of seniors doesn't continue to increase, which it won't. After a certain point, it's going to drop. So why would developers spend their time investing into a market that is not going to continue to increase and grow? Number four is streamlining regulatory processes. So the bureaucratic tape can be a real drag on innovation. So by simplifying the regulatory framework, so think faster zoning approvals, less red tape on land use, and clearer guidelines, we can make it easier for developers to start and finish projects efficiently. This means less time waiting for permissions and more time building. It's another deterrent for developers looking to get into this space or develop more communities in this space. If we push forward with these strategies, we can not only meet the current demand, but also set the stage for a future where senior living spaces are as abundant as they are necessary. Each path offers a blend of challenges and opportunities, but the potential payoff is a world where seniors have more choices for a comfortable, engaging retirement. So on a brighter note, occupied penetration rates are on the rise with a projected growth of 8% to 14% of occupied stock 2023 to 2026. This is a 2 to 3 times the projected inventory growth. So the senior living industry is riding a wave of positive momentum, and it's not just about the numbers, it's about what they signify. So occupancy rates aren't just statistics, they're a pulse check on the health and demand of the senior living spaces. We've seen a robust recovery post-pandemic, with many regions not just bouncing back, but setting new benchmarks. And this isn't a temporary spike, it's a sustained climb, indicative of a deeper, more persistent demand. But with this rapid absorption, many regions are expected to near maximum capacity by 2026, raising occupancy rates to the mid 90% range in most areas or higher. So this surge is propelled by a notable demographic shift as baby boomers age. They're not just looking for any place to retire, they're looking for communities that offer more than just the basics. They want environments that support active, engaged lifestyles with amenities and services that cater to their health, their wellness, and social needs. The demand isn't growing, it's just evolving, with expectations or quality and personalization at an all-time high. So I need to sidebar this real quick. I think this is where I see issues, because older adults, they want more, they want better, they're not willing to settle. But what if they have to settle because there are no other options? Seriously, just imagine if you only stayed at the Ritz-Carlton, but now you had no other choice but a Motel 6. What a dramatic and earth-shattering loss of options, freedom, space, amenities that might be. I mean, in all seriousness, like, that's a scary thought. And for someone to know that even though they have the means and the resources to afford something better, money can't buy them an apartment in a facility that is at max capacity that already has a wait list. So what are they going to do? I really think the whole industry is about to change, or it needs to change. And what senior living looks like has to evolve with it. Smaller, more agile communities that maybe are more modular, faster to build, but not lacking infrastructure or amenities. My mind just kind of races at that thought, because my own parents, they're in their mid 70s and they're not even considering senior housing at this point in time. You can't even bring that up to them. But there may come a time in the next 5 years that does become a reality for them. And what will their options be? I'm not as excited as I once was about the thought of them simplifying their lives and having a multitude of options available to them. So while it's fantastic to see regions hitting mid 90% occupancy rates, this boom brings its challenges. High occupancy means less availability, and less availability could mean we're not keeping up with the demand. And that's where our foresight and innovation need to kick in, because it's really about what's best for older adults, not just what's best for our wallets. So by our, I mean we as senior living leaders, we need to think about how communities can expand intelligently and sustainably to welcome more residents without compromising the quality that draws them to you in the first place. Even the way we market and who we target should change to ensure we're getting the right people into the right community for them. Each community needs to look at these dynamics not just as numbers on a chart, but as signals directing them towards what seniors today need and want. We need to think about, how do we meet the demands of today's seniors and create the supply of available housing necessary to ensure everyone has access to the right living options for them. Senior living isn't just about providing a roof over their heads anymore. It's about crafting environments that resonate with the lifestyles and aspirations of modern seniors. This shift from traditional models to lifestyle-centric communities marks a profound change in how we approach aging. Think about it. Today's seniors are looking for more than just safety and convenience. They're not just worried about 3 meals a day and a place to lay their head at night. They're seeking engagement. They want enrichment and connection. And many older adults are entering communities at a younger age, which means they're expecting even more from a community than ever before. Lifestyle-centric communities are designed to offer a buffet of activities and amenities that cater to diverse interests, like golf courses and art studios and wellness centers and even educational classes. It's about creating a microcosm of society within the community where residents can pursue passions old and new. And the senior community is also part and participates in the greater community as well. It's a two-way street, and we can't keep looking at retirees like a bunch of old people we send away to go live in a building together where they get their 3 meals a day, chair yoga and bingo nights, and they'll be fulfilled. This evolution reflects a deeper understanding of what it means to age gracefully, maintaining independence, continuing personal growth, and enjoying a social, active lifestyle. Modern communities are also emphasizing the importance of environmental and social sustainability and their impact on leaving the world better than the way they found it. This includes incorporating green spaces, community gardens, and programs that foster intergenerational interactions and local community engagement. It's not just about living, it's about thriving, contributing, and feeling a sense of purpose. By focusing on these aspects of senior living, communities aren't just adapting to the desires of modern seniors, they're setting a new standard for what the golden years can and should look like. This shift is a powerful response to the changing demographics and preferences of an aging population, ensuring that senior living remains not only relevant but desired as a vibrant, engaging option for today and tomorrow's seniors. All of that got me thinking, while these changes to what defines senior living are what the industry needs and what older adults deserve and are asking for, does it help or hinder solving the housing crisis that's coming? So focusing on lifestyle-oriented living does offer both opportunities and challenges in addressing the housing crisis within the senior living industry. So here's how it plays out. Embracing a lifestyle-centric approach can indeed make senior living more appealing and competitive, potentially attracting a broader range of seniors, and many of which may consider senior living an option sooner because they don't feel like they have anything to lose and plenty to gain by joining a community of like-minded as well as diverse individuals. This heightened interest could drive higher occupancy rates and justify development of more facilities, indirectly helping to alleviate the supply shortage. It's about creating communities that resonate not just as housing, but as desirable living spaces that seniors are excited to move into and stay to live out their golden years. However, the flip side is that these lifestyle-oriented amenities and services can complicate the development process. They often require more intricate planning, higher initial investments, and potentially longer construction timelines. This can strain the ability to quickly ramp up supply to meet the escalating demand, and this is exactly why the predictions are going to ring true. It's not just more demand and too little supply, but too little supply of what older adults really want from a senior living option today. To solve the housing challenge, it has to be about striking the right balance, integrating lifestyle features that truly add value without overly complicating the development process or alienating those with simpler needs, because not everyone wants or needs a golf course or 10 restaurants in their community. So while this approach may present some logistical challenges, the potential benefits, increased demand, and a stronger community appeal suggest it's a worthwhile path to consider, especially for providers looking to differentiate in a crowded market. You're not just building homes, you're crafting environments where seniors want to live, grow, and thrive. So as we stand on the cusp of what could be a major upswing for senior housing, the big question remains, will stakeholders take proactive steps to address these challenges, or will they adopt a wait-and-see approach? The continued strong momentum in market performance suggests a potential FOMO, or fear of missing out, among investors, but the real focus should be on preparing now to meet the future needs of America's older adults. So for all of you listening, the providers, the operators, the developers, the investors, it's time to consider how you can contribute to a solution. Are we ready to innovate, to think outside the box, and to invest in building and enhancing facilities to meet the demand of the future? Let's not chase occupancy rates and profitability. Let's ensure we're also creating communities where seniors can thrive on their terms, not just because they have no other options. As we wrap up today's episode, remember, the choices we make now will define the landscape of senior living for years to come. It's about more than just building spaces. It's about crafting communities that serve our seniors with dignity, care, and respect they deserve. Thank you for joining me on From Leads to Leases. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we're giving you all of these great senior living industry insights for free and asking nothing in return other than for you to like, subscribe, and share this episode with anyone who might find it useful. I'm Jerry Vinci, here to navigate these complex waters with you. Stay engaged, stay informed, and let's prepare to meet the future together. Until next time, lead with strategy and with heart. Chat with you again soon.
Thanks for tuning in. Explore more at ccrgrowth.com. At CCR Growth, we've developed the Senior Growth Innovation Suite to unlock an additional $1.5 million and up in revenue per senior living community within a year. We specialize in generating quality leads, expediting sales, and reducing acquisition costs. Let's connect soon.